Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pro Show. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm joined by someone that I've been looking forward to chatting with, Justin Hoffner, who's been making serious moves in the residential real estate investing space. Justin, I'm so glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Erika. It's such an honor to get to come on.
So let's dive in here, Justin. First off, for the people around here who may not be familiar with your world, give us the rundown. How did you get started in the residential real estate investing space?
Yeah, so I kind of grew up in it at a young age. I got to see my dad had some rentals. He did some new builds. So I was just always in his truck running from place to place, if you will. So I got exposed to some of it, even if I didn't understand what it was at a young age. Through high school and college, I really just focused on what my major was and I kind of forgot all about real estate. I had learned the things, but I wasn't in college looking at how I could apply that. And when I got out of college, I was given a small inheritance from my granddad passing and was a little worried about doing something meaningful with it that would help me long term. So I decided to start investing in single family here in Charleston, South Carolina in 2021. And that is how I got my feet underneath me and got going in the real estate investing world.
Were there any challenges since you've gotten started that over the course of time have shaped how you approach your deals now?
Yes, definitely. I would say one challenge that I have recently stumbled upon. So I'm currently doing a flip in Rockville, North Carolina. It is about 3.5 hours. This one was a full gut for it. I did electrical, plumbing, HVAC, all the fun things, drywall, floors. The house was from the 30s. Two huge things I took away from this one. Be very cautious when you're getting into something the older it gets. All houses from 60s, 70s are going to have their own niches. The older you go, the more potential surprises you may run into. Another big learning lesson for me was not considering, one, the distance, and two, the clientele of who you are going to be targeting. Distance, I didn't consider that this flip was 3.5 hours away. So while I was confident that I could get it done, trying to actually coordinate the logistics of showing the house, of getting the floors installed when they're supposed to be, and also holding everybody accountable has been somewhat hard. And also considering your client of who is it that you're targeting, what is the area that you're reaching out to, and are your expectations set properly, and do they align with the clients that you're actually going to have on the phone once you get the end product?
Yeah. Speaking of which, how do you choose your markets and what makes them attractive for your business?
Yeah, so I like to choose markets that I'm familiar with. I like to choose markets that I know, that I can see, that I can watch, that I understand. In this flip, I knew the market because I had grown up. I was familiar with the market somewhat because I had grown up there, but I didn't really know the ins and outs. I hadn't watched the market. I didn't have knowledgeable information of, oh yeah, that house sold on that street for this much. I just kind of knew the general idea. What I typically look for is I look for things that are in very high demand. I really specialize in renovations and getting long-term people to take care of those properties. So when I'm looking for high rent factors in an area that has a high demand and low inventory.
Justin, is there a specific strategy that you like to use, or do you blend approaches? Like, do you do buy and hold, or are you more fix and flip?
Yeah, I'm continuing to expand my horizons, if you will. I got into it with just buy and hold. Just would place long-term tenants into places for at least a year and a half. It's kind of been a progression for me. I got actually this place that I'm sitting at the moment in 2024. And it was about a half renovation. That first day I got the keys, there was a hole in the floor. I had to do subfloor and things of that nature.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And since then, I've just continued to kind of progress and take little baby steps of, well, if I can replace subfloor, then I can replace drywall. And if I can replace drywall, then I can knock a wall down. So I've really just taken it in bite-sized chunks and just what I was comfortable with to continue to progress more and more in the fix and flip aspect. But my bread and butter is really long-term holds and finding really good rental markets that will be sustainable, not for a couple of years, but hopefully for much longer than that.
Justin, are there specific systems or processes you've put in place to maintain those margins?
Yes, some of the systems is just keeping track of each property, keeping track of the tenants, their occupation, keeping track of the property condition, keeping track of all maintenance of it. At the moment, I'm just using Excel sheets to kind of keep each property, under control, if you will, and then I have folders for each. I think that as I'm continuing to branch out and looking in other areas that my feet are not in, I'm having to build a network of people, whether that be contractors, whether that be handymen, whether that be realtors in the area, whether that be property managers, and just people that I can lean on. So if I need to show a place that is not exactly where my feet are, I have a network of people, of relationships that I've already built that I can lean on and can help me accomplish that goal without having to actually put my keys in my car, drive 3.5 hours there, 3.5 back.
That's great. How did you build your network, and what kind of advice would you have for listeners when it comes to them building their own network?
Yeah, I would say the best advice that I have is to be curious and ask questions. It is wild to me that the more that I've continued to branch out and to just put one foot in front of the other, even if I didn't know exactly what that step was, how doors have opened up. Now, whether that is you see a contractor working across the street and you just go ask them, hey, can I see what you're doing? Or, hey, can I have a business card? And just starting conversation with people and asking them questions of, well, hey, is this your place or do you do this for a living? They're just asking questions and being curious. I've learned that you can pick up people are so generous to give their knowledge if you are curious and are coming from a place of not wanting anything from them, but just wanting to know more about them and what they've done.
Yeah, that's great advice. I love that. Going back to the properties that you've worked on, how do you manage the operational differences, like tenant management or maintenance between single family or multifamily?
Yeah, so with tenants, I try to really spend the time on the front end to vet very well. Luckily I'm in one situation that's not perfect, but it has not gone south yet. But I've got to witness some people that have jumped the gun on somebody, whether that's a long-term hold or whatever the case is, and it can really be detrimental to your portfolio if you get someone that wants to not play nice. So my best advice there would be to really take the time on the front end and really go through everything to find a system. I use just a simple software like TurboTenant, which I make anyone that I'm looking at fill out a $30 application, and it shows me their credit, it'll show me their background, it'll show me their occupation. Just taking the time to, unfortunately, you can't take everyone for their word. You have to kind of confirm things. Finding systems and softwares that you can use to, one, keep track of each property. Like Turbo Tenant has every single one of my properties. It has the lease with it. It has the tenant. It has all their information underneath it.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
But finding some system to keep yourself organized is key. That way you know, hey, this place is going to be out next May and this one's going to be out June. Well, if they're going to be that close, you might need to strategically think about, getting them on the market in the correct amount of time so your back doesn't ever get up against the wall.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad that you said that deal, that moment didn't go south. And that kind of leads into my next question is, every operator has a moment where things got real, maybe a deal that went sideways or a time that you had to pivot fast. Do you have one of those moments you can share?
Oh, I 100% do. When I got into this fix and flip that was a full renovation 3.5 hours away, got in not knowing how I couldn't see the finish line. I needed more funds than what the first person told me of the loan that I could get. One piece of advice there is I decided to go about it anyway, knowing, hey, I know I can do half of it. I don't know how I'm going to do the back half. I would recommend not doing what I did and saying, oh, I'm going to figure it out later. I'll figure out the financing part. What I should have done is made some more phone calls and got my budget tight and got exactly what I needed. Instead of what happened is I took a second mortgage on a place. The renovation, I expected it to cost about $85 or so. And I took a second mortgage and they said, well, we'll give you $45. Well, I should have got the place reappraised and I just got a bad appraisal. I should have stood my ground and been confident in my property, got a reappraisal and got the $85 that I needed. Went halfway through the renovation, obviously my budget ran out. So then I'm sitting in a position where I had a house halfway torn apart and I was completely out of money. Not a good situation, not a good feeling, not a situation I would recommend for anybody. Luckily, I reached out to a hard money guy and I found someone that was willing to take a chance on me, and it's all worked out and everything is fine. But I would say not to over leverage yourself and just bet that, something is going to work out. It definitely can. And oftentimes it has when I've looked that way, but it's going to add some stress to your life. That's for sure.
Yeah. What did that, going through that, what did that teach you about yourself as an investor?
Yeah, I think that it really, there was a night when I was, could not see the end in sight. I did not know how I would cross that bridge. Sitting in this house that my family gave me the opportunity to get into with it completely torn apart. I'm covered in sweat and it's 11 p.m. at night. And I think in that moment, there was nothing more that I wanted to do than quit. I was beat up, my back hurt, my pockets were drained, and, it was a very emotional time. I think in that moment, I just had to calm down and think about everything and say, even if worst case scenario one, my life is going to be okay. You can't let the problem consume you to where you can't think and you don't have peace of mind, because once our peace of mind is gone, it's hard to think rationally. You typically just go off your emotions. But in that moment, I really had to ask myself my why. Why am I putting myself through this torture? Why would I be willing to pick up the phone and call 20 people tomorrow? And if they all say no, call 20 more people until I figure out how to get myself out of the mess. And in that moment, I think that I discovered my why was just to be able to spend more time with my family, to give my kids, maybe some freedom and some flexibility that I didn't have growing up. But in that moment, I learned about something about myself. When my back is up against the wall, I double down. But two, the only reason I'm confident to double down is because I have a strong why that is going to root me. And even in that situation, if I didn't have a solution and I had to dump that place off, I would have probably got back on my feet, whether that took 6 months or 6 years.
Wow. Wow. And, that kind of honesty with yourself about it, that's what separates the folks who, just dabble and investing in people who stick around for the long game. So, Justin, what's next? Are you solving something new in the industry? Are you scaling? What do you see next on the horizon?
Yeah, so at the moment, I had 3 places that came kind of all available at once. They all needed fixing. They all needed a little work.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So that is quieting down, and I'm going to take a couple weeks at least just to kind of regain my focus. I think that what I'm looking forward towards is trying to get more into the development world of learning a little bit more about the municipalities, learning a little bit more about how do you get lots. Once you get a lot, how do you find a builder that you can trust, and how do you get the financing to actually go vertical with whatever endeavor it is. So I'm hoping to continue to just take small steps towards that, to the land development aspect of the real estate. I think that I will continue to keep my rentals, but I don't think that I have a desire today to get 5 to 10 more in this season. I'm wanting to learn a little bit more about the dirt and about the kind of behind the scenes before the house gets there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exciting. And that next move can either compound things or create chaos depending on how you play it, right?
That's exactly right.
All right, Justin, before we wrap up, if someone wanted to reach out, connect with you, collaborate, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at Justin Hoffner Real Estate. I would love if you would give me a follow there, shoot me a DM. You can find me on Facebook, Justin Hoffner. Also, I have an email address. It is Justin Hoffner, JustinHoffner.realestate@gmail.com. Any of those 3 ways would be a great way to connect, and would love to chat. And any way we can connect and help each other out and help each other grow it. This thing's not no one's alone in this business.
Yeah, totally. Justin, thanks so much for being on. We really appreciate your story and your perspective today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
And for those of you tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pro Show. We've got more conversations coming up with operators just like Justin, who are out there building fantastic real estate empires. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.